Camera's wrong. I'm trying to get a better camera view. All right. Now I'm not like exactly in your face, like right in your face. Yesterday we had a lotto scratch off drawing for fun. Had several winners, but they didn't claim their prizes, and one donated it. I'm trying to remember who won. Was it Chance or was it Andrew? I don't know why I'm thinking the name Andrew, but somebody won $5. Won the $5 scratch off. You need to send me your email so I can send you your prize. And no, it's not the $5. I was actually going to send you enough to get a decent chicken dinner. So make sure you get me your email. Okay, if you won the $5, you were the person who won the $5 lottery ticket yesterday, during our scratch off. I can't remember. I have it on my list. My brain's fried. There's like a million things going on this end, so my brain's kind of fried. And then the other person who graciously donated their win, they had a win for $1, and they donated it to who did they donate it to Claire. So if you're the person who won the $1 ticket, send me your email. Okay, I'm not going to send you $1. And the other person, I'm not going to send you $5. Okay, that would be kind of silly. I'll send you enough to get a good chicken dinner. So send me your email address or your PayPal, well, I'm only on PayPal, so hopefully you have the ability to get money through PayPal. Otherwise, we'll have to figure out something else that I can do for you. But I want to get you a chicken dinner. You gave away the $1 to Claire, which I went ahead and gave to Claire, and yes, she got a chicken dinner on you. So thank you for your kindness. But I'm going to give you a chicken dinner. So make sure you send it to me. If you don't remember my email, it's Denoy, DENOY .or DEBOER @gmail.com. And I will send you your chicken dinner. I hope everybody's okay. I'm off work. It is the week before Christmas. Lots of craziness on this end. I think this Christmas for me is going to be a little bit more mellow, a little bit more somber, I guess. I'm not really planning on celebrating much. Don't have a tree up or anything. The house isn't done. Lost a lot of people this year. This year's been kind of rough for everybody. It's actually, as far as financially, I'm doing okay this year, for the first time in like forever. But, it's just that a lot of people that are dear to me are gone. So, and also with the house not being done, So I'm not really going to do too much this Christmas other than just maybe I will, I don't know, depending on how I feel, I might make a gift run for the homeless or something, maybe just, we normally do our Thanksgiving giveaway where we bag up food. We buy like the Ziploc bags, and we just buy a bunch of stuff like beef sticks or and really bad food, honestly. Maybe I won't do that. Maybe I'll go. I'm trying to figure out if I should. But the last time I dealt with some people who were homeless, it might have been an issue. There's a safety issue. Most people are harmless, but every once in a while you get one of those who are kind of really potentially dangerous. So, I'm not sure what I want to do, but I might do something with the homeless. I don't think I'll film it. But normally my kids and I, what we normally do is we make maybe I'll do that. I'll do what I normally do. It might be a little bit safer. Make a little bag, like a Ziploc bag, and buy a bunch of little food items. It's obviously not gonna help them live, but it'll be some comfort food, like stuff they can munch on, I don't know. I haven't decided, but I think I want to do something. I haven't done anything like that in a while. Might be how I celebrate this year. It's just, I know my sister, she used to knit, and she would actually knit like hats. You know, the knitted hats that kind of go on your head. Those would be useful. Or maybe make a jacket run, you know. But I'm in Florida. Right now, like the temperature outside right now, as of right now, according to my car, it's 80 degrees outside, 80 degrees Fahrenheit. So I don't know about giving out jackets this year. Sometimes what I do, but for those of you in colder climates, if you want to help people, you know, without spending too much money, but do something that I think really is nice, whether it's Christmas or not. A lot of times the homeless people, they get cold. So if you can get them like old jackets, you know, maybe collect jackets, put up an ad on Craigslist or whatever on Facebook looking for jackets. Or, you know, if you have money, you can go to Goodwill. I don't know, Goodwill's been jacking up their prices. Used to be you could buy a jacket there for like $5. I used to go buy like jackets and just carry them in my car. And then if I saw somebody on the street, you know, that was cold, homeless, whatever, I would just offer them a jacket, and they usually, actually everyone I've offered took them, you know, because you're cold and the jacket can be a lifeline. I don't think as an individual person right now I can really do much more than, you know, give them a little bit of comfort, a little bit of hope. But I think if we all did that, maybe, you know, I don't know, you know, really, I know for myself, I couldn't have gotten out of my homeless situation without help, outside help. You know, it took, and it wasn't just one person. I mean, from the YouTube community, the viewers here, you know, a lot of my viewers kept me alive. I don't know, those of you who are new, you don't know how things went down, but when I first started out, I didn't really plan on having a YouTube channel. It was more of a how to live in a van type channel to show people that were homeless or about to become homeless and having to live out of their van or a car. So I started sharing with people, you know, what I was doing and things that they might consider doing if they wanted to build out their van real cheap. And I didn't really have a job. I didn't have any income. Trying to think, I was on food stamps. That's one thing I had, food stamps, right? And that kept me alive. But I didn't have a job, so money for gas and you know, child support. They kept taking child support with whatever I could earn on my part-time gigs. My viewers on here, kept me alive by you know, watching my videos, letting the ad run, playing the playlist, and you know, it wasn't enough to pull me out of homelessness, but it was enough to keep me going long enough to get to the point where, you know, I'm now not homeless anymore. I actually have a home. And it took basically several viewers jumped in. You know, I don't know if you guys remember Connie. It was a big help when she helped get the RV fixed. And it was the viewers of this channel who got me the RV. You know, they raised money through the GoFundMe and got me an RV that was kind of junky, but you know, with a little bit of money, a little bit of effort, I was able to live in it. And then Connie gave money enough to get it fixed so I could drive. That was kind of expensive. Honestly, I wouldn't buy an old beat up RV like that to fix and drive, because RVs are like money pits. But if you had like a little bit of money, you could buy a used RV or get them for free. You know, people are always getting rid of them. Just look on Facebook Marketplace, look up, you know, RVs or free RVs. Generally, people give them away, or they sell them for like $1,000 or $2,000 or less, and you can live in them if you clean them out and stuff. But the key to it is you can find land somewhere where you can park it. So if you have land, a friend that will let you park in their backyard or something, you could have it towed there, and you can have a little house. You know, it's not as nice as a real house, but it can hold you over until you can get a house. So that's just an idea if you're homeless or facing homelessness. But I've been thinking about that a lot lately. You know, seeing where I am now versus where I was when I started. It's like I couldn't have done it without viewers helping me, without outside forces, you know, helping. There were people outside helping, including the police. You know, I know a lot of van dwellers think the police are bad, you know, but they actually try to help you, steer you to agencies and stuff to help you get your life back together. And if you're a veteran, they've been steering veterans who are homeless towards the VA, which I'll make that announcement again. If you are a military veteran, a United States military veteran, and you are homeless, you just need to walk in to the nearest veterans clinic, VA hospital or clinic. You can call them and you Google them up or whatever, or you can just walk in and they will help you. Okay, so the VA's been doing a really good job trying to help homeless vets. They are responsible right now for me not being homeless. They ended up, what they did was, at first they gave me free medical, even though I wasn't like a long-term vet or anything. I was only a one-term vet, service member, and that was years ago. But when the police referred me to them, when they found me living in my van, they started giving me medical treatments and stuff like that. And eventually, they started asking questions, to see if I was suffering from mental illness or PTSD or whatever. And then I hit some of the criteria, because the nurses ask you certain questions when you go in. They say, they ask you stuff. And then you answer them truthfully. And then if you hit a certain, questions, they end up referring you. And then they ended up referring me, somebody, suggested, one of the viewers here who was also a vet, suggested I might consider filing for, a VA claim. Because when they started sending me to a psychiatrist, because I didn't know I had issues. I was like, well, I've had the issues since I got out of the service. I didn't have these issues before I went into service. Before I went into service, I was like a top-notch student. I was one of the students that always excel, almost get perfect scores on the SAT and all that stuff. I was one of those up-and-coming Asian kids. But after I got in the military, I was all messed up. And it turned out, according to the VA, they said service-connected, based on, all the facts and stuff, their investigations, and looking into the past, and looking at what's going on with me and my history. So they ended up giving me a disability rating, which is saving me right now. But I think it might go away. I don't know how long. I don't know how it works exactly. But I think after a while they'll review you again, and if they think you're cured or you're better, then the disability rating goes down or goes away. It can even go up if you have more issues. I don't know. But for me, the situation was, once they got me on disability, they actually pay. They don't pay you that much. It's not as much as you would think. But they rated me at 50%. That my condition's like 50% connected to service. So you get 50%, which is like probably about like $900 a month. And then if you have dependents and stuff, they give you a little bit more. And then now if you are fully disabled, like 100% disabled, they consider your disability 100% military. They actually give you, I think, like about $4,000. That's like more than I earn, working full time. It's not $4,000 total; it's $4,000 per month. So you could live off that, But at that level of disability, you might be missing limbs. You might not be. You're not able to function at all. With me, they still consider me, able to function, but with the disability that occurred, my disability is up here, and it has to do with my job. I can't talk too much about things, but basically my job ended up messing me up. And the VA says that it's connected to what's going on with me right now, how I became homeless and all this other stuff is connected to what happened in the military. Now, the key to it all, if you are a veteran, you got to file right away. The way it works, they don't backdate it. So they don't date it back to your military when you got out or whatever. They actually date it to the date that you made the file when you made the claim. And so it's important to claim as soon as you are, have been diagnosed or whatever. Because what happens is you go through the VA clinic. You go through the VA clinic, and if you're homeless, they automatically help you, with medical and stuff. They can't help you with everything, but they can help you with medical. They were giving me any medicines I needed. I couldn't believe the level of work they were doing on me. Like, they gave me CAT scans and all sorts of other crazy stuff to try to keep me alive. I'm like, why are they working so hard to keep me alive? It seemed like society was, doesn't give a shit about vets and stuff. And the state of Florida was trying to kill me, actively trying to kill me. But the Veterans Administration went above and beyond to fight to keep me alive. They got me all sorts of services and stuff and referred me to different people. And eventually, when they got me to the psychiatrist, he was the one who recommended that I should file. And then another viewer who is a vet, told me I should file. So after I waited a little too long, but I waited like about 4 months. I said, you know what? Maybe it won't hurt to file it. And then I think it was the psychiatrist told me, which I will pass on to you if you're a vet. There's a group called DAV, the Disabled American Veterans. Just look up DAV in my area, Disabled American Veterans. And what it is a bunch of disabled veterans working to help other disabled veterans. And they'll act as your attorney almost. They'll help you file the claim. You go talk to them and they'll give you the forms and they'll submit it for you and they'll deal with the VA, because this stuff's kind of overwhelming when you're dealing with the government, especially if you're homeless and your brain might not exactly be all there and you don't have access to computers and all these things that you might need, or even a mailing address. So the DAV will actually help you. And they were the people who helped me file the initial claim. But I'm going to warn you, it doesn't happen right away. It took like a year, more than a year, for the VA to process it. And then what happens is once they process it, then they do an evaluation. And I know a lot of vets get anxious about this. They basically schedule you to interview with one of their, these people who process you to see, they try to rank how disabled you are. Now, several things that you should know, okay, and I learned this from my experience as well as looking it up afterwards. I didn't look up this stuff before I went through the process, but if you are disabled, okay, one of the problems you might have is that you normally don't take good care of yourself. But a lot of veterans, when they think that they're going to be interviewed or whatever, for this stuff, they get all cleaned up and try to look nice and all that. But the reality is that's not how you normally are. So what they want you to do when you go to these interviews and stuff is go just like you normally do. So if you normally don't shower, if you normally look like crap, if you normally are depressed or whatever, they need to see that, because that's how you normally are. And when they evaluate you, they're not out to give you a no rating. They're trying to determine how bad you are, how disabled you are. And it really doesn't even matter too much what they label you. What matters is the percentage that they label you. So if you get 50%, you don't get 2,000 out of the 4,000. It's more like 900. So the way the VA counts their percentage is weird. So if you get 100%, you pretty much are going to be okay. If you are lower than that, you'll get some payment depending on your level of disability. It's not so much level of disability as how much they connected to your service or how disabled you are. And then you can get some money for that. But not only do you get money, what happens is they give you a card, and now you have a veteran's access card for getting onto the base. I don't know. I haven't tried it. I might try going to the base, see if they'll let me into the base exchange and stuff. Let me use the commissary and things like that. The BX, the PX for you Army types. Um, but basically, you get access to stuff almost as if you were a retiree or something. But your disability, if it goes away, you lose access. So I don't know how that's. I'm still anxious about that. But for now, I'm safe. For now, I have that, and of course, I have a job now. I have a full time job, you know, and I'm talking about jobs. I think like right now it's a good market for workers looking for jobs, but I'm going to give you a heads up. Don't take a shitty job. They're short on people, so the employers are going out of their way to pay more, but also demand more. Like try to get a job that has benefits, medical benefits and whatnot. Like my job right now that I'm at, um, they actually have medical coverage. So the insurance and stuff the company pays for. I only pay, I think, I'm trying to think what I pay for. I think I pay a little bit of extra for additional life insurance, just a little bit more. And I think I pay a little bit more. I think that was it. But the company I'm with is really good. They have really good coverage on medical and stuff, so that gives you like peace of mind. Now for me, I don't really need it because I get it through the VA 100%. Like whatever I need, the VA gives me for free, like 100%, which is crazy because medicines and stuff are expensive. Um, but basically, you get that peace of mind. So right now, if you're looking for a job, don't take a shitty job. Get a job that will pay you a living wage. Demand that, because for the longest time, prices of everything have been going up, but the wages weren't keeping up. So I was just looking at how much things are worth right now, and it's like holy schmoly. I'm making less now than I was when I was teaching, but that was like more than 10 years ago. But the cost of everything went up like 3 times. The cost of living went up 3 times in the past 10 years from my calculations, but the wages have only gone up like 10%. So you're making way less. It's hard to live now. So try to get a job that pays decently. Don't take the shitty jobs. The shitty jobs will have to pay more, or they can go out of business. Let them go out of business. Um, and if you're trying to get a cheap house or whatever, you're not like, you're not totally homeless. You're just possibly facing homelessness or whatever. Some tips would be look into tax deed sales around your area. That's how I got my house. You check with the county, the property appraiser's office. Don't overbid. There are investors there bidding the prices out of reach, which is totally stupid. But you might be able to find little counties, in the middle of nowhere. If you have limited income, like disability income or whatever like that, you might be able to find a county, an area that doesn't have too many people living there, and you could probably get a tax deed house for like 2,000 or less. A real house. So, but where I am in Florida, there's a lot of people here, but there's also a lot of investors that are jacking the prices up. So like my house, I could have gotten for about $3,000 or less, but the investors jacked the price up to about market value. Well, it's under market value, so you're still paying less than market value, but they're jacking it up to near market value. So, but that's my tip. To basically if you're for vets, but if you're not a vet and you're almost homeless, the key would be trying to find maybe an RV or something that you can fix or tow, a trailer, get some land somewhere that you can park, that zone to allow you to park there, or work out a deal with a family member or a friend so that you can park in their backyard, like maybe pay them a little bit of rent and get some water and electric or whatever. And then you can get back on your feet. And when you're looking for a job, don't accept any job. You're worth more than a shitty job that doesn't even pay for you to live. How the heck are you supposed to live? So, hold out for the good jobs. A big tip that I can make for you for finding the good jobs: sign up with a temp agency like I did. In this area, I signed up with, I'm trying to remember the name of the temp agency. But basically, not the daily work, daily pay ones. Those are shit. Okay, get in with a temp agency that has different skill sets and stuff like that. For me, I got in doing the minimum wage type jobs, but see, it's like temporary. It's not permanent. And what they had me do was work at the baseball stadium. I was a ball boy. I also did trash cleanup. It's like really easy, and it was paying a little bit more than minimum wage, but not much, not enough really to live off, and no benefits. Well, they did have benefits if you want to pay for it, but I didn't pay the benefits because I needed the money for child support and everything else I had. But get into those type of jobs, and depending on your area, you could end up working at Kennedy Space Center or someplace, which I did. I ended up working at the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Center. That was pretty neat. And they ended up they were hiring. If you want to work for a place like that, it's the company that was paying the temp agency. It's called Delaware North. Look up Delaware, like the state Delaware North. They do the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Center as well as national parks. I don't know if they do the Grand Canyon and other places, but you can get a job there through Delaware North and be, it's almost like Disney, but you're working at a national park or Kennedy Space Center or something like that. The problem with that job, really, though, they didn't pay that much. They were paying less. What had happened was I went to the interview and I found out they were paying less than I was getting paid while I was working there as a temp. I'm like, what the heck? I know the temp agency charges you more than because the temp agency was paying me more than what they were going to pay me if I was working there for them directly. I'm like, screw this shit. I'm not going to leave the temp agency and come work for you guys and do the same job and get paid less. And with the temp agency, if I don't feel like working, I tell them, no, I'm not available. But don't do that too much with the temp agency, because if you do that with the temp agency, then they stop calling you. They want somebody who's always available. So try to be available. But that's how I got my current job, with I'm now involved with space operations, doing space stuff. So it's not a shitty job. It's way better than Walmart. But I got through it through the temp agency, and I'm actually now, it took me this long, but I'm able to reset my life. So for those of you in that kind of situation, if you're looking for work, consider a temp agency. You will get paid, and if the temp agency is good, you can get benefits, but you have to pay for it, like medical and all that other stuff, dental, medical. You can sign through the temp agency. Temp agency, you're not going to get paid too much unless you're highly technical, computer skills and other stuff like that. I didn't do that. I just put in for manual labor, so they had me doing like custodian. I'm working as a janitor now, but, because it's a nice place, they don't treat me like a janitor. Like, I get jackets, I get mission shirts, I'm treated like one of them, like I'm treated like part of the team. So all these spaceships that go up and stuff, I'm part of the launch team. So for me, it's kind of weird, it's amazing that I ended up here. When I look at my life, how I started in Thailand to being a teacher and losing everything and becoming homeless vet, and now I was involved with the Lucy space mission. I'm involved with how your phone works with GPS. I, I'm part of that. So it's weird. But anyhow, I'm rambling. Let me close because I'm sitting here and I could ramble on forever. Let me read some of your comments and stuff. But before I sign out, remember, if you won the lottery drawing yesterday or the other day, I don't know, it wasn't yesterday, it was the day before. Contact me with your email so I can send you your chicken dinner, please. I don't know if it was Andrew or was it Chance. I don't know. Actually, you know what? If it was Andrew, contact me. If it's you, Chance, contact me. I will give you a free chicken dinner. So contact me with your email, and I will send you your chicken dinner. And the person who, was it Jen? Something Jen? That gave your winnings to declare. Send me your email. I want to treat you to a chicken dinner too. Let me check your comments here. Chance, Okay, Chance says who won, so it wasn't Chance. But Chance, send me your email, because I know you had so many chances and you didn't win, and I felt bad. It's like, damn, he tried so hard. So send me your email, Chance, and I will get you fixed up with a chicken dinner. Okay, let's continue on here. Okay, I think we're good. Uh, Shalom wants to know how much did you invest to get the nice house fixed. My budget for fixing the house is under $3,000, so that's why it's going so slow. And then what had happened was that crazy neighbor stole $1,000 from me. Yeah, that set me back, and that delayed me by 3 months, because it took me 3 months to recoup the $1,000 that was lost. But I bought the house through the tax deed. I beat everybody. Had I known, I will give you some advice if you're going to buy a tax deed house. You got to see it in person. And if it looks bad outside, it's worse inside. So don't buy it unless you can deal with it. Now, my house, had the investors and other people had seen what it looked like inside, they wouldn't have bid like they did. Had I known what I know now, I wouldn't bid what I did. I bid enough that I knew I could win. Well, I had a very high chance of winning. And how you tell how much to bid, if you go to the tax deed, the auction, like realauctions.com, you can look at past bidding, like for the past month or the past couple months, and look at the winning bids. So look at the winning bids and see how much they bid on a comparable house. You're going to have to bid more than that. So be prepared. That's how you beat them. That's my little secret on winning. So, and also, so you don't get shocked. Like there was a house I was bidding on that was worth $109,000. It was $109,000, but bidding on it, was like, I think it started at $6,000. That was my first house I bid on. I thought I could get a $109,000 house for $6,000. But then the investors and stuff drove the price up. The winning bid was $130,000. The house was valued at $109,000. Winning bid was like $130,000. There was another house I saw that I was like, man, this would be a nice house. It was beachside. It was valued at $430,000. Opening bid on it, was like $40,000, $30,000, $40,000. What was owed on taxes. I was like, wow, somebody could get a nice $300,000, $400,000 house for $30,000, $40,000, but that's not what happened. That house, because it was beachside and it was big, it was like a 3 or 4 bedroom. It was nice. It was a nice neighborhood. It went for, I think, $540,000. So the housing market right now is crazy. It's not. I don't know how people are getting money to. I don't know how the hell people are getting money for this, especially in Florida. They got to be investors from California or somewhere else where they have more money, or from New York. There are people from out of the state of Florida bidding, because Florida doesn't pay a lot. So I don't know how these people got money to bid on stuff. But if you're like me and you go for the poorer areas and you don't mind living in a although the area that I'm living in now, I think it's becoming gentrified. A lot of the houses here, a lot of people weren't able to pay the taxes for some reason. I don't know if they died and just didn't pay. But a lot of the houses went up for bidding. They went up for bidding. So almost all the houses here have new people living in it. And from what I can tell from the neighborhood, the new people moving in are all fixing their houses. So it was a bad neighborhood. It still may be a bad neighborhood, but it's becoming more of a regular neighborhood, because a lot of the houses I'm looking at, I see people fixing their houses. So, you can look on Zillow. Use Zillow, ZILLOW.com, to look at what the housing prices are in that area. And you can also see what houses were sold and stuff. And in my area, I see a lot of houses just recently sold, and they were at low prices, so probably through the auction. And I know when I was at the auction site bidding, there were a bunch of them available, So check the auction, I think it was called realauctions.com. But you can check with the county that you're interested in, whatever state you're in. Check with the county tax appraiser's office and ask them about tax deed sale, not a tax lien. There's a difference between the two. The tax lien is when you buy someone's, you pay for somebody's taxes, and now you hold a lien certificate. And after about, I think it's like 5 years, if they don't pay you back with interest, then you can force the sale of the house through an auction to get your money. You'll get your what the tax lien that you have on it, plus the interest. So investors do that. So some people just invest in that. They don't even invest in the house. But if you want a house to live in, you can do that and get a house for way under market value. What I've seen in my area is people are paying about 70% of what the market value is. Now, I have heard, and I'm sure you can get it, if you pick a city that's in the middle of nowhere, that's like a little rinky-dink town or something like that, you could probably pick up a house, like a nicer one than the one I have, probably for under $2,000. You could probably, you want to contact the property taxes, property appraiser's office or the tax office, property tax office, the county, and see if they have any properties. So if you're about to be homeless and you got a little bit of money left, but you don't care where you live, pick a little rinky-dink town somewhere that doesn't have a lot of people. And you don't have to go there yet. Just call them, call their county, figure out how to contact their county tax office and see if they have properties available for sale through tax deed. And how you bid on them, how they're done, because every county may be different. But you might be able to pick up a house for under $2,000, a real house. Bear in mind, I might look into this and maybe do some episodes on it. But the first thing, I got to finish this house. But maybe if that becomes an option, maybe I'll do a series on it, showing people my process. Let's read what some people say. Yeah, some people are saying I should demolish the house and all that. Yeah, if you had the money. I didn't have enough money to buy the house. What I paid for the house, people are paying for the land here. So I got the house almost free. Okay, so I paid on the high end for the land, but it came with the house, kind of. So and the house was extra, and because I didn't have a budget really to fix the house, I was like, well, I'll spend $3,000 more to fix the house, and that should make it habitable. So I'm planning on not going more than $3,000. That's why you see me using stuff that I'm getting off Craigslist or people throwing away. I'm basically getting stuff that people threw away. Although I have to buy several new items, like the flooring and stuff like that to make it look nice, and paint. Paint is a cheap way to fix a house. Make it look nice. So cleaning, painting. Look on Facebook Marketplace. People are always giving away stuff. Like I was buying the bathroom fixtures for like $5, but they sell new for $50 to $70. So you can save a lot of money. And I could buy new stuff even if I could afford it. I wouldn't, not on a junky house like this. But yeah, I might do that in the future as far as getting another house, like a real house. I might try to look again to a county that is in the middle of nowhere. Just look on a map or whatever and figure out what county it is, and contact their property appraisers and see if there are any houses there, if they do any tax deed sales, and how one goes about participating in that. And maybe pick up a house for under $5,000, maybe $2,000 or $3,000. And then it's going to be run down. It's because it'll have been abandoned for at least 5 years. So hopefully the roof is intact, because that could be expensive. If you have to have the roof fixed. But if you can find a house that has the roof intact, then it's just the inside's not too hard, not too bad. And if you use paint, paint does wonders. And then cleaning, a lot of elbow grease. Hello, George. So he says, why would I want to sell it? I might keep it. Might sell it. I don't know. We haven't decided yet. The one good thing about having a cheap house that people don't think about is this, okay? Every year you have to pay taxes on your property taxes. And if you have a cheap house, your property tax is low. And it might not seem like a big difference, but when I had a lot of people pay like in this area pay $2,000 to $5,000 a year for their property taxes. 2,000 to 5,000 per year on their property taxes. Mine is like I think mine's like I think it was like 600 or 800 for the whole year. Okay, because the house isn't valued that much. So if you pick a poor house, like a poorer area, your cost of living can drop dramatically just on taxes. The other thing about it is this: if you live in a really nice neighborhood, the neighbors tend to complain a lot. Like, oh, your yard looks bad. You got your paint's running, your paint's all peeled and all this other stuff. They complain about your car. They complain about everything. But if you live in a poorer neighborhood, I'm not saying like a bad neighborhood full of crime, but like a poorer area, the people tend to leave you alone. The neighbors, they got their own crap they're dealing with, and they got their own junk in their yard. As long as you don't mind it, you don't mind neighbors who may not have the super perfect house, super perfect lawn, and stuff like that. They leave you alone. You leave them alone. You know. So in some ways, it's kind of peaceful in that you don't have to worry about neighbors constantly calling the city on you. And even in a place like this, I think if they call the city on you, I think the city just shrugs it off because it's like they're glad that you moved in because the place was an eyesore, and druggies and stuff would like to hang out in an abandoned house. So when they sell it to you through tax deed, remember the county's the one that sold it to you. They want you to fix it. They want you to make it nice. I was surprised at trash service. They were taking away. They even took away my rubber tires. Well, I don't have the trash ticket or the neighbors. Normally, when you have rubber tires, this house had a whole bunch. The guy had car parts all over the place, and I was taking like the old refrigerator and stuff, and I put it out on the curb. And when you're in a poor neighborhood, it's not there one day and it's gone, because the scrap metal people come by and they take it. So whatever metal I had to throw away, like whether it was a broken stove or a refrigerator, I just put it out there. I didn't even put it on Craigslist or anything. I put it out there, and by the next day it was gone. And I had a bunch of tires, rubber tires from cars and motorcycles and stuff, and I stuck them out on the curb. And I know that the sanitation, the trash people don't take rubber tires. You normally have to take them off to a recycling center, and drop it off there. But I didn't feel like driving there, so I just stuck it out there to see what would happen. And sure enough, people took them. It didn't go away as fast as the metal, but people took them. I don't know if they use them for recycling or use them as spare tires, but pretty much all the extra tires. I had like probably about 14 tires. That's a lot of tires. I stuck them out there, not all 14. I would stick like 3 or 4 or 5 at a time, and then they would go away, and then I would stick more out there. So I kept doing that. So I never had some people said, why don't you get a dumpster and then, have it, put everything in it? Because I didn't have to. I would just break stuff into little bits. The wood stuff I burned in my burn canister in the back. Neighbors didn't complain. I burned all the trash, the canisters. Then some other ones, the bigger ones, I just got them big, small enough to fit into the big, they had the big green trash cans, and the trash picks those up. So the front of my house never had a big mountain of trash because I always put out a little bit at a time, and they always hauled it off. They took the rubber, tires. So I'm like, I didn't have to pay anything extra. All this stuff was handled by the city or the county. So, and like I said, if you have a cheap house, your taxes are very low, and if you paid for it with a tax deed sale or whatever, you paid cash or whatever for it, your cost of living now is just utilities, so I only have to pay for electric and water, and even cable, internet and stuff I get for free in this area, because right now um, they have the government has a program trying to get everybody on the internet. So they put some money aside. I don't know how long this is going to last until the money's gone, I guess. But they put some money aside. So if you're in a poor area, you can get free internet. If you haven't heard about it, Google free internet, government free internet program. It's under the FCC, so make sure you don't get scammed. The website is under I think the FCC, which is the government's communications, division or whatever. But basically, you can get free high-speed internet. They'll provide you. They don't. You just basically contact the. I don't remember how I did. I think I went through their website, and then they send you to a link to the local internet providers, and you sign up and you put in the stuff for the free access. And I haven't been billed, so they give you a cable modem, and you get the high speed internet. Now I think the cable company is doing some crooked stuff, because I noticed the internet. Remember my broadcast? It was glitching the other day. It was on Wi-Fi. I had my own Wi-Fi because I didn't want to pay for their Wi-Fi router. So I bought a Wi-Fi router and used my own Wi-Fi. But I think the cable company probably monitors how I use it. And because they know I'm not paying a penny for it, even though they're getting $50 a month from the government, for the voucher, they have been giving me a shitty signal. Like it cuts out every so often. I noticed that. And then they keep sending me advertisements to try to get me to buy their internet. I'm like, you're giving me shitty service right now. You think I'd want to pay you for this? I think they're doing it on purpose to say, oh, if I pay them, it'll be better. Hey, listen, you're getting paid $50 a month. That's your basic subscription. And the government's paying that instead of me. And if your basic sucks, don't expect me to pay more for premium. You can't even handle the basic shit. So you're going to tell me you're going to add all these services on it and it's going to be better quality? No, it's going to be worse. But check that out. Also, if you're in college, I think they do that. If you're a broke college student, you can also get free internet. So, and they even give you, I think they give you like $150 allowance to get like a notebook computer or something, or a touch tablet, so that you can. They basically want everybody on the internet to make it so that you can get services, and I'll also look for jobs, a better job, so you don't have to get the shitty job. I think they've been trying to make it so that the poor people have a better chance, because when you have access to the internet, to like, I don't know if you guys are on Facebook, but Facebook has a career place. Like if you want to work at NASA, it's on there, so you can apply. But they'll have their strict requirements and stuff. But like I said, if you want a foot in the door, go through a temp agency. Go through a temp agency, and they send you to a company. And what happens is the company gets to use you for a while, and they see how you work and stuff. And then if they like you, the company actually has to pay the temp agency money, and then they can hire you, because the temp agency loses a worker. They make money off you when you're working for that client. But the client, in this case, when I went to work there, I worked there for about 3 months as a temp, and then they decided they wanted to keep me. They hired me initially part-time, then they made me full-time. And it gives you a chance to see the place too, and how they treat you. Don't ever settle for a job that treats you like shit. Honestly, you should never ever. Some people were getting upset with me that I quit Walmart. Remember that incident where the psychopath was trying to kill me there? Well, he had mental issues and was trying to kill me, trying to get me killed while I was working there. And I left. I left because I told, hey, there's a bird that just came right up to me. Hi, bird. One of those cranes just flew. He's checking me out. It's a white crane. So anyhow, don't ever sell yourself short. Okay, that's the first thing. So I had talked to administration at Walmart and told them, don't ever put me with this guy again, because I'll quit right on the spot. And sure enough, they assigned me with him, and I quit right on the spot. People say, Denoy, you're an idiot. Why would you quit? I quit because I made it clear to them, don't put me with this guy. He's going to get me killed. And you're not paying enough. And I didn't sign up at Walmart to risk my life. I signed up at Walmart because I needed the money, but not at the expense of me potentially dying or me potentially hurting that guy because he's going to make me fucking lose it, you know? So don't sell yourself short. Don't work with people that you're not happy with, And when you're in a temp situation, where you're a temp with a company, you get a chance to evaluate them too. So when you go to work at that place, you get to see how those people, how they treat each other, how they treat, you as a temp. And, even when I was working as a temp, this company treated me really nice. And then now that I'm one of them, they treat me like family. It's like a second family. So, like to show you the kind of company you want to work for, like the company I'm with right now, out of the blue, and it's not really out of the blue. You guys know the prices of everything have been going up, exponentially. It's not even just a little. It's like hyperinflation. The company gave me a raise to keep up with it. I think it's still a little bit low, but they thought of it. They said they pulled me aside and said, regarding the situation because of the job market and the price of everything going up, they were going to give me a raise. This is not the regular raise because, like, at the end of the year, we do another meetup where we have a session where we talk, and they do an evaluation. They have a self-evaluation. They also evaluate you, and then determine how much of a raise you're going to get. So even before that, so I know I will probably get a raise coming up, because I'm due for it. But they pulled me aside before that to give me a raise. It's a different raise. This is to adjust for the cost of living. So your company should be doing that, because if your company is hiring you and with the price of food and everything going up and they haven't increased your pay to accommodate that, your company sucks. Really. Because unless they're not alive, they know the price of everything went up. Gas is up. Food is up. So a company that values its employees will take that into account and automatically adjust the pay. Because if they don't do that, fuck them, quit. There's other jobs out there, Get the job that pays more, that will pay you to live. And then work on something better. Ultimately, if you want to make more money, you really need to be working for yourself. But, work for somebody else temporarily. Like for me, I'm trying to get some other businesses going. So I'm trying to get back into the mindset of making lots of money. I used to make lots of money. So I'm trying to get myself back there because now I have internet access. I have a house. I'm not constantly waiting for the cops to knock on my van door, and say you gotta move. So once this house gets settled and I get things organized, I might, do the houses, maybe buy houses and fix them up and sell them, or, I don't know. It basically make money to make lots of money, but that, that's not what drives me. But I need to make enough to take care of myself and my family, and also other things I want to do, like maybe help the homeless. Somebody saying avoid plywood furniture that introduces rot and mildew. Go for actual wood. Hey Claire, hope you're doing well. Yeah, definitely don't get a place with the HOA. Honestly, you're paying for them to gripe about you and make you spend money on BS stuff. Morgan wants to know if I own the land. I still own the land out there where I was going to build the off-grid thingy, but it's hard to get out there because it's off-grid. So that land, I'm debating if I want to sell it. I might try to sell it, but I might wait for it to go up in value. Actually, it's probably worth more than what I paid. So, because you're not officially allowed to build out there, but the people build camps that are pretty elaborate. They're like houses. They're like tiny houses. And the county right now is looking the other way. So officially, you're not allowed to live off grid there, but there are some people who live out there full time. So they build a place and they use solar power and they even dig a well to get water. But the issue is getting out there. It's like a swamp. You got to go through the swamp to get out there. So you definitely need a 4x4 vehicle, and you can still get stuck. And from time to time, I've heard, especially where I am, sometimes it floods. So I haven't been out there since I went through that visit, that ride where the guy, showed me around. Um, so I'm debating. So I still have that land, and that's 1.25 acres. So I have off-grid land that if I want to go out there, I could build a little off-grid stuff. The issue is getting out there. So if I get some money, maybe I'll get a 4x4 truck and then go out there and then make a decision at that point. No rush to sell it because, the tax on it is very low. It's considered recreational land. And I could build an off-grid yurt or hut or whatever out there, and nobody's going to complain. And the county is happy I'm paying taxes on it. So basically, I have that as an asset. Haven't done anything with it, haven't decided yet, but may sell it just because it's so hard to get to. The other thing is the house that I got, even though it's a mobile home, I bought it has its own land and there's no HOA or anything like that. So make sure if you buy a cheap mobile home, get one that you own the land, because then it's like a house and you have depending on how big the lot is, you can have your own backyard, you can have a little garden and stuff back there. And if you get it, like I said, in an area that's kind of poorer, the people don't complain. So you could grow, your own little garden and stuff in the back. And the city, as long as you keep it nice looking, keep the grass cut and stuff, they're not going to complain as long as you're paying your taxes. And they would rather have the house with somebody living in it, keeping it nice looking, than having it fall apart and not getting any taxes on it. Okay, it was Elizabeth. Yeah, it was Elizabeth. I'm sure it was Elizabeth. Elizabeth, if you're watching this, get me your email. Send me your email address, for PayPal, and I will get you a chicken dinner. It was a very kind thing for you to do for Claire. And I did send Claire enough for a chicken dinner. So, but I want to make sure you get a chicken dinner too. So Elizabeth says she makes rings and is trying to sell them. Yeah, I think that the key is you gotta, if you make rings, there's people who love handmade stuff like that. The key will be trying to find a market and a way to do it that you can. I think for a ring, if you try to sell online, there might be too much competition. I think if you sold at like an art fest or something like that, people might be more apt to buy it. Don't go to the flea market. If you really want to, if you don't want to make rings or want to make money, you can buy cheap rings at the flea market and sell them. Do you guys want to know how to make money? If you're not, I'm going to teach you. I'm going to tell you how to make money right now. If you want to make lots of money, okay, that I might do myself. I'm debating if I want to do it or not. Those of you who know me, you know that I'm a computer nerd. I'm like I used to be a network administrator, but I'm also a computer programmer, software developer. I know networking, and I worked as a computer tech. I can, put computers together, I can repair them, I can upgrade them, antivirus and all that. I know how to do all that stuff. Problem is I don't feel like doing it too much anymore because there's a lot of running around. But I was thinking about this the other day because my son was upgrading his computer. And, I was telling him about my old boss who I don't even know if he's still alive, how all the mom and pop type stores for computer repairs are going away. People are having to go to like Best Buy, which they're technicians. I don't know how good they are, but I think they're not there to fix your computer. They're there to tell you that you need to buy a new computer, you need to upgrade. But when I worked as a tech, I worked as a computer tech at one of the last surviving computer stores in this area. It was called Bits Computer. And what I did was I did antivirus stuff and, customer installs. I cleaned the computers, I assembled computers, I upgraded and all that. And one of the clients that would come, he actually was running his own business doing computer repairs. And this is what he was doing. And this is something you can do, even if you're not a computer person. It helps if you're a computer person, though. You advertise that you do computer antivirus upgrades and stuff like that, and you'll make home visits to pick up their computers. You will go to their house or their business and pick up their computer for them and get it fixed. But before you do this, you got to hook up with a computer repair company in your area, like Bits Computers, and then find out what their rate is, and all their policies and stuff like that. So Bits Computer, we were charging like $65 for each antivirus, removal. So what would happen is the guy would have people doing antivirus removal, and he would go pick up their computer from their houses or their jobs or their businesses, whatever, and then bring them to us at Bits Computer, and we did all the work. And then, he would pay us the $65 fee. So I'm sure he was charging more than that. I don't know what he was charging. I would guess at least $100 or $150. But he would basically go to all these, he would bring us like 5 or 6 computers each week. And I was like, maybe I should do that as a side gig. I just got to find a local computer repair shop that they know what they're doing. Because some people claim that they know how to repair computers, but they really don't have a clue. Now, I know how to do all that stuff, but I don't really have the time. And you kind of need like workbench space and stuff like that, which I don't want to turn my house into a computer repair place. But I could conceivably start advertising again as a computer consultant and do antivirus, but I don't even do it. I just go to their house, pick it up, drop it off at Bits Computer or whatever. Let Bits, the technician, whom, I know they know what they're doing because I used to work there, let them do all the repairs, then go pick it up and drop it back to the client and take my money. It's just got to cover gasoline and my time involved, Let's say I want to make $30 an hour. So, and then gas. So it's $40 on top of Bits. So I would have to charge them $100 for antivirus removal, Then I'll go pick it up from their house and go drop it off at Bits. So when it's done, go pick it up and drop it back off. You don't have to tell them that you're dropping it off to Bits Computer or somebody else. As far as they're concerned, they're dealing with you, and you're ultimately responsible for quality control and everything. But so you got to pick your techs carefully. But you could do that as a middleman. And I don't know, Elizabeth was saying she makes her own rings. The flea market, have you ever been to the flea market? They sell really fancy rings for like $2 to $5. So my son was making rings. He was making, my son's like an entrepreneur. He was making rings out of spoon handles. Spoon handles, he would bend them, fold them, and he was selling them for like $20. But I was like, wow, people, the kids nowadays are coming out with $20 to pay him for those rings. But so he was making those and selling them. But then, I took him to the flea market. I was like, you could get fancier rings here for $2 and sell them for $20. So, you can make it yourself, which has a certain charm about it. Some people find it relaxing and in a way it's kind of therapeutic. But if you just want to make money, it seems like the way to really make money is to serve as a middleman. So if you can get cheap rings at the flea market, you can get them for $2 or $5, maybe do a batch deal and say, now the flea market people, they're ordering them online. There's a catalog at the flea market office where you can order the stuff too, but you have to order like 100 or 500 at a time. That's the problem. But if you order like 100 of them at a time, but if you go to the flea market, you could buy like maybe 5 or 10 of them and then sell them, because they'll get a discount on it. Say, look, if they want $2 a ring and you're buying 10 of them, maybe say $7. They'll probably cut you a deal because they're only paying like 5 or 10 cents per ring or something. And I've seen those kind of rings, really nice rings and stuff. You can get on eBay. I don't know now though with the shipping. They used to have really, free shipping. So you could get a ring for like a penny. My son, I used to give my children as game. I used to give them like $1, and they could buy stuff on eBay. And you would think you couldn't buy anything, but they were buying like wristwatches and rings and bracelets and necklaces. The bidding on it started at like 1 cent. You could buy it for like 1 penny, and it had the free shipping. So for some of those of you who want to make money, just some ideas. I'm thinking of doing some of those things myself, but I'm not sure I really want to buy stuff that I have to ship, because then you got to go to the post office, you got to deal with postage and all that other stuff. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do, and I think what I would really like to do is service, but I don't even feel like picking up computers to repair, although you can make pretty good money. So I'm debating what I want to do. I could get back into software development if I can get enough of a following on my software. If people want me to write certain things, games and stuff like that. But that's a hit and miss. The market is so totally different nowadays, than what it used to be. But like I said, all sorts of ways to make money. So maybe we'll do another episode about that, and you guys can share how you make money. Elizabeth says she don't have PayPal. So Elizabeth, if you send me your address or whatever, I'll send you a gift card. Okay, so contact me and send me a mailing address, and I will try to get you a gift card or something. Okay, that way you get a dinner on me. I think I don't know how you pronounce it. Like Josie says, you can flip goods, use goods. Yeah, the flipping things is a way to make money. Some people, now, especially if you're into collectibles and stuff, I found a channel, maybe I'll share it, I might review it. There's a channel on Facebook where the guy collects, it's like collectibles. And he was talking about like coins, like certain coins and their values and stuff, like pennies and things like that. So you could dig through change and, coins like pennies and quarters and things. Some of them are more valuable than others. And if you get all those, you might be able to get money out of them. Like a penny might be worth $1, or it might be worth $10. Get enough of those, and it's with your time. So there's all sorts of side hustles you can do. Collectibles seem like a way to make money off low end. And I've seen sometimes I see whole collections, that people get rid of and they donate to Goodwill. And I know they're worth a lot of money, but I didn't get them because I don't have the storage space. I was living in a van at the time. But if you have a place to store them and you don't mind doing shipping and stuff, you could buy whole collectible sets sometimes to get rid of them on Goodwill. And then you could sell them online for more money. Collectibles are worth a lot of money to the collectors. Me personally, I'm trying not to collect too much stuff because to me it's like junk. Somebody's saying have people pay in advance and sell the computers online after the repair and search for a new site and a new state to live. Works even better with smartphones. I think for me, you want the best kind of businesses where you make money is where you provide a service that somebody needs, that they really want or need. So if you're providing a service, let's say, like even the elderly, like right now, people do the food services and stuff like that. They sign up online, to do food delivery and things like that. The problem with that is they need internet savvy people to do that. But if you live in a neighborhood that's full of elderly people, potentially they're not going to be internet savvy. But if you went by and dropped off little cards, or you can get the post office and get the addresses, and mail it out, like just make a little postcard. Because see, older people might not know how to sign up for like Uber delivers and stuff like that. But if you drop off a little postcard with your contact info, like your phone number, don't have internet stuff, have your phone number where they can call you, and then you could do delivery for them. Or maybe you could serve as an assistant for them. Some of them need rides and things like that. But basically, there's all sorts of money you can do. I also know people make money off ride shares. A lot of times in a poor area, people don't have cars or can't drive. But, they'll pay you for gas to take them to the airport or whatever. So you can make that a side gig where they call you and then you just go and you give them a ride, I don't know what the deal with insurance and all that is. That could be a problem. But, it's like under the table little side gig that you're doing. I guess it's the same as when you're driving for Uber Eats or something. If you get in a wreck, your insurance is the one. I don't think Uber pays for it. Okay. So Elizabeth says to bless someone else. So we'll go ahead and do that. I'm probably going to have another drawing. Thank you, Elizabeth. That was a very kind thing for you to do. God bless you. I'm going to probably try to do one more Christmas drawing type stuff. We'll try to do more lottery and maybe get a different game. And then give out some more dinners. So we'll plan for that. Look for that hopefully within the next week before Christmas sometime. We'll try to do a broadcast and do another giveaway. So stay tuned for that, for the live broadcast. It should be fun. We're doing this just for fun. Just some friends having fun. It's always nice to win, right? So until next time, everyone, take care. God bless you all. Thank you for your kindness. Thank you for all the help you give me and everybody else around you. So until next time, take care. God bless you all. Bye-bye now.